Alright, so this is the video about mixtures. There are mixtures and solutions. It's important that you know the difference. These are two vocabulary words that you need to know. So a solute is the substance being dissolved, and the solvent is what is doing the dissolving. So in the case of salt water, salt would be the solute and the solvent would be water. Over here there's a little diagram to help you know how to make a solution. There are three types of mixtures. A regular mixture is it's heterogeneous, has large particles, and they can be separated easily, like by hand or filtered. So some examples of these we have, so Chex Mix, ice water, Italian dressing, dirt. These are all things that are heterogeneously mixed together, so you can see the large pieces, and you could pick out those pieces if you needed to. All right, then our colloidal solution is a special solution where molecules get coated but not dissolved. Coated but not dissolved. So you're basically suspending the molecules in the solvent, and they're not really dissolving as much as they are just like being held in place. So some examples of this are whipped cream, and the what's being incorporated into the whipped cream here is air. There's air and cream. Okay, and then we've got our paint, which is, you know, whatever base that you have, either a water base or oil base plus the pigment. That's why you have to stir paint when you have let it sit for a while, because the pigment will start to settle to the bottom and you have to stir it up again. Also, fog is air and water. That is a colloidal solution. Okay, there are special cases here. So you see you've got paint and whipped cream. All right, then the suspension solution is what everybody thinks of. Oh, sorry. This is homogeneous. It's what everybody thinks of when they think of a solution. It's a homogeneous solution. Solvent is completely dissolved. Small particles, hard to separate. I always spell separate wrong, sorry. Okay, literally, like at almost every single liquid that you drink is some sort of a solution, except for water. But so Coke, down here we have a saline solution, which is salt and water. Coffee. So when you make salt water. It's a very common example of them. Anytime that you stir something and dissolve it into anything else, and it's just all one thing, like Kool-Aid, you're gonna have a hard time separating Kool-Aid back into its powder and sugar form. So the important thing to remember for these are the homogeneous or heterogeneousness. So you need to remember these two are homogeneous. This is the one that's heterogeneous. Easily separated, very hard to separate. Okay, so we're gonna do a couple definitions. So an unsaturated solution means that you can still add solute. So solute can still be added and it will dissolve. A saturated solution means no solute can be added. And supersaturated means you've forced extra solute into the solution using energy or something. The most common way to supersaturate a solution, so let's say I wanted to make extra concentrated salt water, I would heat the water up and then stir in the salt, and I can actually add more salt to the hot water than I can to like cold salt water. But the second that salt water that cools down, all of the extra salt is going to fall to the bottom because there's a maximum amount that certain volumes of liquid can hold. Okay, and then concentration, hopefully this is a review from biology. It's the amount of any particular substance in a given area or volume So if you have like right here, this is a high concentration of ice. If I took out these ice cubes and only left the one, that would be a low concentration of ice in this glass. Right, the last thing we're going to define now is heterogeneous. So if you don't remember from biology, hetero means different, and heterogeneous is molecules are not evenly distributed. Example is the Chex Mix. That is a heterogeneous solution. Okay, so then you're going to take this, you're going to tape it next to your atoms and molecules notes, and then I promise next class will be more fun. We just have to get through these notes. Okay, so we got 2 more to do, and then you'll be done with those.